Thursday. You're watching Mentally with Maddie. I'm Maddie Dawson. And in today's Decrypting movies, we're gonna talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes, this is my special face filter for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 movie. It's the latest movie in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, and it's available on Netflix. It's just 1.5 hours movie. So yeah, as usual, let me play the trailer behind me, and then let's talk about the movie. All right, let me just bring up the trailer. Yeah, as usual, if you haven't heard about Texas, let me just remove my face filter. Yeah, hi guys. So, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a horror slasher film. So, it's more of killing and, cutting, murdering people using, hardcore weapons. So, that's the franchise is about. It's like full of gore, blood, and that's what it was famous for. So the first movie was released in 1974. It was produced on a very thin budget. It was an independent film, but it was distributed and it was like a silent blockbuster. And that was because the story was simple. Couple of This was the original film story in 1974. So a couple of friends, I think four guys, hang out and they go to this town. They have this old mansion and they go there and hang out, and nearby this psycho killer, basically a psycho family, and one of them is like a strongly built guy who kinds of is basically a butcher, who's used to kill and cut cows, cattle, like. And this guy is like, this whole family is a psycho family, and this particular guy is obsessed with killing people with weapons. And when they find these group of friends hanging out nearby mansion and they come to the house, they kill everybody except one. So finally, someone called Jane, escapes this killing spree. So this was the original story of the film that was released in 1974. After this film got famous because of its unique concept and killing with a chainsaw. So it was horrible, right? It was a slasher film. So it created its own kind of genre, and it was talk of the town. So after that, they had made multiple movies and they tried to reboot it twice. But after the first film, I think one film which was released in 2006 or 3 was the beneficial movie. So this whole franchise had only 2 movies until now, which was hit and blockbuster. So this is 2022 movie. They have tried to, I think, reboot, but if you see the story, it's basically it's basically just me let me just yeah so it's basically the second part to the 1974 film. So in 1974, this particular group of friends who went to this town called Harlow in Texas gets killed, and only one girl, Jane, survives this killing spree and she escapes. So it is now 2022, and the town is like a ghost town. Nobody lives in that town except for a lady and his son, and there's a mechanic there. So there are a couple of sheriffs, cops, and except them, nobody lives here. And there is this four friends. Basically, Dante is a girl, and you got Dante is a boy, I think. And then her friend, her sister Leela, and Dante's girlfriend. So they have bought this town, and they have some investors who are coming to the town to check it out. They're gonna basically make it into modern society, kind of bring up new shops and stores, comic book stores. So basically, they're gonna renovate the town, and they have got support from bank, and potential buyers are coming into the town on that day to just have a look how they want to have look at the area before they invest, right? Before they want to invest. So these four friends come into the town before them, and when they check out, they find this lady and the son to be occupying a place where they think they own that house, but they are not owning the house. It has been sold, and they are not aware of that. So they still think that the old lady still thinks that it's still my house, so I will live in it. but somehow they come into a clash and the old lady dies, and her son is the actual Leatherface from 1974 film. So he's that guy who's standing behind me. So basically, at first we have a doubt as soon as we see this figure, huge figure. So he could be the guy, because in the first film, 1974 film, they didn't show who is behind the Leatherface. So this guy always wears a human skin. So it's basically another person's human face skin that he's wearing. That's why they called him Leatherface. So it's his name. It's like Boogeyman, Spider-Man, Superman kind of stuff, but it's a horrible name, Leatherface. And when the mother dies, he's so upset, and he immediately kills the cop and the lady who's traveling in the ambulance, and he just cuts the skin off his mother's face and wears himself. So that's when we realize that, okay, it's clearly revealed that he's the actual Leatherface from the previous movie, and I mean the a particular character, and he goes on a killing spree. And the investors and the banker comes into the town, and they are having this party, and it's the perfect recipe for a slasher now, right? So we have Leatherface, and there are like group of people. So there is one scene where everybody's in a bus, and this guy, the Leatherface, gets into the bus, and he goes on a spree with chainsaw Massacre. So that's like that is a very good scene. If you're a fan of slasher film, that particular scene is amazing. So I don't know how they shot it. He just slashes human bodies with the chainsaw, and it was obviously, if you're not a fan of such genre, you're gonna be feeling horrible about it. uh, yeah, so the whole story is basically, it's there is no story. So the story is the plot. There is no suspense, or that what is going to happen next. The first movie, the original movie, was a hit, silent blockbuster, because we had that element of suspense. There were this group of friends, and we never knew about the psycho family. So only towards the end of the original film, we come to know that there was more than one guy, and they are all psycho. So it was a family. But in this film, I think the element of surprise is missing. So as soon as Leatherface is revealed from the ambulance, in the ambulance, when his mother dies, and he's wearing the skin, his mother's face skin on himself. So we come to know that he's the Leatherface, and he's going to kill everyone. He's going to end up killing everyone. So that's the whole story. So even before the movie can land on its plot, we come to know what's going to happen. So the element of surprise is completely missing in this movie, and that's a major letdown. So apart from it, the slasher is there. The slasher genre, it's justifies that genre, and we have a lot of ugly and horrible murder happening with the chainsaw and this Leatherface, and we are going to know. So it's matter of who's going to survive. So that's a question that it's not a very big deal that we even need to find out the answer. So towards the climax, you're going to find out who's going to survive, and that's a major letdown, I think. So if you compare with, I have not watched other films of this franchise, so I watched the original film 1974. I liked it very much. As I said, it had that suspense that what's going to happen next. So even though we know that he's a killer, and he's going to kill anyone who's coming near the house, so there was some element of surprise. Why is he doing this, or what's the reason behind his psychology, something like that. But in this film, we already know that Leatherface is psycho, and he likes to kill people with heavy machinery like chainsaw and other stuff. But it was not interesting, I would say. So you're just watching it for the love of slasher gore, watching people die. So obviously, people, viewers of Netflix have loved it. So it is having a quite, I think it on the day of release, it had some good amount of audience watching it. And if you're a fan of slasher genre, it's a good movie to watch. As I said, it's only having a very thin plot, and does not have any element of surprise, but still 1.5 hours is quick, and it doesn't have much dull moments. So there was this mechanic, maybe they could have made him survive longer, so he gets killed sooner than expected, I was expecting. So that is one thing. So yes, it has drawbacks, but I felt it's a kind of not bad and not good. So in between, good and bad. It's obviously slasher fans are gonna love this movie. Yes, and yeah, do check it out. It's available on Netflix, 1.5 hours, and it's a very popular franchise, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they have tried to reboot it basically. They've taken a not reboot. It's actually a sequel to the original film, which was released in '74. And after watching this movie, I would like to watch other films. There are like 5 or 6 films in this franchise, and especially the next blockbuster after 1974 was 2006 movie. So I want to find out how it became blockbuster. Maybe it had good story and all. So I'm gonna watch that movie as well, and if I liked it, I'll do a review of it. And this movie was suggested by Vaishnav Shivganesh from our MWM subscriber and viewer circle. So I thank Vaishnav Shivganesh. And anybody who's watching it, if you want me to review or talk about any movie or series, you can just comment it anywhere in any category videos. I will look at it and I'll definitely try to watch that movie or series which you have recommended, and I'll talk about it. So yes, I'm expecting more comments and involvement from you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this episode on Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 movie. Next week we'll catch up with another interesting movie. Until then, you're watching Medley with Maddie. I'm Maddie Dawson. Bye bye.